Do you mind? I'm recording. I'm going to talk about smut. Hello! You remember how I made a plan on how I was going to do my YouTube videos? Well, guess what? That plan, out the window. It's gone. We don't listen to plans that I make anymore because they're all garbage. This video is not going to be what I thought it was going to be. Hello, this video is rated M for maybe you shouldn't watch this if you're under the age of 18. And by maybe you shouldn't watch this, I mean, yeah, don't watch this. This is for adults. Adults only. No children's here. I don't care what you have found on the internet. Trigger warnings for sex. I fucking hate that word. Smut. I also hate that word. That's it. There's not much. I think we might talk about some non-consensual situations, but that doesn't quite matter because it's not the focus this time. I read Ice Planet Barbarians. I want to talk to you about it, but not in the way that I think I personally expected that I was going to talk about it. Ice Planet Barbarians. Monster Boyfriend. Ice Planet Barbarians is what we're talking about today. A little background. I did not know this book existed until TikTok. Ice Planet Barbarians was one of the books that I want to say maybe kind of sort of pushed book talk into the advertising giant that it is now. And the reason why is because this is so self-indulgent, it hurts. And what do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to go ahead and go very briefly through the story of Ice Planet Barbarians, and then I will explain my thoughts afterwards because my thoughts are complex, which is very hard for me. My thoughts are not normally complex. It hurts my brain. Ice Planet Barbarians starts off with our main character, Georgie. She and like 12 other women around the age of 22 who are all fertile. That's a disgusting descriptor. And that good, who have no, like, boyfriends or whatever, they get stolen by aliens. Not the blue ones. Like, they come in later. These are different ones. These are straight up aliens, like green men from Mars sort of aliens. This book is ridiculous, by the way, so just hold on. Hold on. This is as tropey as you get, and it's on purpose, which is why it's so fun. So we get stolen by aliens. Georgie, I guess we're with Georgie, so we get stolen by aliens. All of us as a collective with Georgie have been stolen by aliens. For the sole factor of, I guess, sexy times. I hear manacled, I hear me, the person who read Manacle, screaming in the distance. Don't worry, the green men don't last very long. Our girl Georgie is what one would call a leader. Georgie is the leader because she's gonna fight back with all the gumption and gusto as a main character should. And what she does is, I just wanted to tell you there's a lady with a translator in her ear. They make a plan to essentially overrun these awful people and then steal the ship and go back to Earth. That's the basic plan, which is a good plan, I think. And so as they're commencing this plan, they find out that they are now being ejected on this ice planet. Hence the first part of the name, Ice Planet. This is the Ice Planet now, guys. We're there. We land, some chicks die in the landing. That one guy that we fought, we killed him and took his gun, but don't worry, we don't know how it fucking works, so it's just basically an oversized, very unwieldy club. We don't have a lot of clothes, if any. I cannot remember if we were naked. I don't think so. I would like to think we were not. Oh, no. Everybody's pajamas, because everyone got stolen in their sleep. Wow. Anyway, now we're on the ice planet, and Georgie is now elected the leader, and is like, and everybody's like, you know, what are we gonna do, leader? And Georgie's like, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go forth and find other aliens who might be nicer to help us. And goes forth into the snow without any shoes. Well, I lied again. I forgot about a detail. She steals the dead aliens' clothes, which, by the way, I don't want to describe this, but just imagine why a bucket in a corner would really suck to have dumped on you, and then you put those clothes on. She wanders away. It's snowing. It's cold. It's like we're in, I don't know, Alaska or something. Canada. The North Pole. And she finds a river. And this river has predatory fish that try to snap up and bite her. Doesn't work. She runs away slightly, and then she's trapped by a snare. By our barbarian! Aha! We've done the whole title now. Well, this barbarian, there's a little bit, you know, there's a little bit of, oh, they don't understand each other because they're two different species. I'm going to skip the build-up from that, so that way you know what's going on. There's this tapeworm that you put in the back of your neck, or you cut into the back of your neck, and then the ice planet isn't fucking killing you. And because the air is actually toxic, but slowly toxic, and the symbiote filters it for you. It makes you warm. And I know what you're hearing. I know what I'm saying, but hear me out. Shut up. Well, this symbiote thing knows exactly who your soulmate is. I know you know where I'm going with this. And what it's called is a resonance when you get near your soulmate. Well, guess what? Vectel is the name of our barbarian. Sees Georgie and is like, yup. She's mine. That's mine. That's my resonance. Oh yeah, that's her. My soulmate. Woo! This, by the way, is smut. There's a lot of sex scenes in here. Vectel and Georgie don't know how to talk to each other, and then they hang around, they go, and then they find a cave of elders. Turns out the barbarians, they have a spaceship that they don't know how to use because it crash land like 250 years ago, and so they lost the knowledge of how to use it. And computer zaps the language of each of the persons to each other, so now we know what the other is saying. And then she's like, hey, you know, I want to save all my people. This is out of order. We go to the ship, by the way, back to the ship with the giant barbarian, and then we leave. We go to his tribe, and on the way from the ship to the tribe is when we get the language. And it really doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is that these two are very in love with each other right now, and they have a very funny little subplot that's like, am I going to choose to stay with this hunk of a man who loves me and treats me right? And goes to the village. The villagers are like, females? We will rescue them. Let's go. And they go rescue the females. And then they go and they take them back to the cave. And then we live happily ever after. That's the extent of the story. That's it. There's a lot of sex. There's a lot of walking around in the snow. There's a lot of, we don't know how to communicate with each other, but you know what? I think you're great. So I'm going to tell you what I like about it. One. The first one will explain the rest of it. The first one will explain the whole book. This book is meant to be as self-indulgent as possible. This book is meant to get lovely, all the tropes, romantic tropes, but make them better, I guess. Which goes into the second point that I like. Vectel is so cool. I love him so much. Hear me out. Vectel is a 7-foot barbarian man. He's blue. He has a tail. Monster boyfriend. What? Yummy. That's great. I love that for us. You know, I'm not gonna say it. The first scene, she's sort of it's bordering non-consensual on the first scene, but once he realizes that she doesn't have his she doesn't have a tapeworm inside of her, that he does not ever force himself upon her ever again. Never. Babies her, takes care of her, and doesn't really yell at her, except that one time she fell into a cave of terrible, awful alien monsters, and then he saved her. That was in there somewhere. Can't remember where, but that was in there somewhere. You know, very simple man. Very, very much like, yes, this is this lady, my lady. But if she doesn't want me, that's okay too. But my lady, and my dear lady, do what she wants. Third point, I like that Georgie is sort of the main character. Yeah, she's sort of a damsel in distress, but she's also the reason why the plot is moving forward and why everybody gets rescued and why we find Bechdel in the first place. She's very, very much a strong female person. Now we're getting to the part where this is where my feelings have come in. I was expecting to not like this book. I was expecting it to find it garbage. I was expecting it, and I don't know if it's because I don't read romance, but like romance where, hear me out, the guy doesn't act like a fucking dick. Oh my god. And she has an author's note where she talks about it, but I think I've reached a point in my life where I don't care what you like as long as you're not hurting anybody. And, you know, there's obviously there are exceptions to that rule, but the base rule is if it's not really hurting anybody, I don't care. And I think that people who like smut get really attacked on for no reason. None. This isn't the worst garbage I've ever read in my life, if you can fucking believe that. It's fine. It's fine. And if you like it, I am so happy for you, because I like it too. Hear me out. I like Monster Boyfriend. I just don't like having sex. So I don't want to have sex with Monster Boyfriend. I want Monster Boyfriend to protect me and cuddle me and love me forever. That's the extent of Monster Boyfriend for me. However, if you really like Monster Boyfriends more than I do, this is gonna be great. Where am I going with this? I'm rambling again. Let me get to the point so that way we can leave. The point is, I have reached the conclusion by reading this book, because it is a book, that there's nothing wrong with the romance genre. Why did it take a barbarian book to tell me that? Hear me out, okay? So I've been lied to, like most people have been lied to, that romance is not a real literary genre, and that it is not actually the titanic, disgustingly huge, extremely successful genre that it is. Because, let's be honest, it is very successful. It is very profitable. It is also literature. I read that in one day, by the way, because I have no chill whatsoever. And let me tell you, comparing Manacled, which is the other smut thing I read, and this, I would read this. Because this is pleasant. This is nice. There are people who die, but I don't know those people. Who care about those people? I don't care about those people. I like these people. It's just so pleasant. You know, it's a pleasant experience, which is really weird. I was really expecting to hate this book. I think people really embellish how weird this book is. It's just sci-fi, but we fuck the aliens, okay? You're acting like if aliens didn't come down to Earth, we wouldn't be wondering if we could mayhaps do the mating? I'm not getting the second book. It's not for me. The first book kind of wraps everything up into a little bow. There is a little bit of thread where we could keep on going. The slice of life anime, we could get things from other characters' perspective, but this book is done. This series done. There's 22 books. If you like Monster Boyfriend and sci-fi, go read it. There's 22 of them. You're not gonna run out of Monster Boyfriend on the Ice Planet. By the way, we do end up getting the tapeworm inside of us at the end of the book, and at the end of the story. And then they are like, sweet, now we are soulmates forever and we will make babies. Because by the way, breeding kink, okay? Tapeworm. That's what no more about that. I'll just have you know that I am deeply uncomfortable. I am almost sex repulsed. I don't have anything against people who like sex. I don't have anything against items that talk about it. I just read it real fast to get it over with. I really wanted to talk about Ice Planet Barbarians because I am aggressively neutral about it. So aggressively neutral. I gave it a 4-star on Goodreads because I like it. I think it's fine. I think it's great. I think it's above average. I think that the lady who wrote this book is funny as well because she has an author's note and I actually read it. So that really puts it into perspective on how much I think she's pretty cool. I thought this was going to be a hilarious deep dive into how ridiculous this book is, but I think it's pleasant. I think it's nice. You know what? Here's where the point is. Here's the point. Here's the wrapping of the bow. I like Ice Planet Barbarians because the main character and the main love interest are so deeply in love with each other, and the main love interest isn't a fucking dick. He worships her, and I think that people just want that lovely, they just want love that is so pure like that, and so reading that makes it's a good escapism, okay? You don't understand how much Vectel fucking fawns over here. It's fantastic. That's the appeal of Ice Planet Barbarians. It's not only the monsters in the science fiction, but it's the fact that Monster Boyfriend is so deeply in love with her that he is like, he's like, I'm strong, but she is weak. Therefore, I must protect. Like, that is the line of thought. She does not want this thing. I do not do this thing. He's just happy with her presence. It's just so pure. It's such a pure love. And she loves him back, and it's just a pure love, and she's willing to do anything for him, and he's willing to do anything for her, and he's not a dick. I cannot stress to you how much I love that he's not a fucking asshole. He's just the biggest sweetie in the history of the universe because this is on a different planet. This is an Earth. I can't say, ooh, he's the sweetest guy on Earth. He's from a planet with 2 moons. 2 moons? 2 suns. It's 2 suns. She calls it not Hoth, by the way. There's a lot of Star Wars references in here. It's great. Fantastic. Okay, that's the end of the video. This book is fine. Vectel is babe, and I will put this on my shelf and said I read it, because that is true. Author's note. Hold on. This is 305 pages. This is an easy read. Very easy. Very quick. It's going right there in my red book column. Okay. I'm going. Goodbye. Kupo, I'm telling the children to not be here.